The world of ice and snow, the happy life of a polar bear. Hey, kids, ready for an Arctic adventure? Today, we're going to follow a cute and curious polar bear as we explore the icy world. This place is covered in white snow, sometimes it snows, and sometimes the sun shines. Living in this snowy world is really fun. Our polar bear wanders happily in the snow every day. His favorite thing is sliding on the ice, feeling the cold wind whistling past his ears. One day, the polar bear decided to go on a big adventure to explore an ice field he had never been to before. Excited, he set off, leaving deep footprints behind. On the first day, the polar bear arrived at a vast snowy field. Snowflakes fell gently like feathers. The polar bear rolled in the snow, enjoying the feeling of snowflakes landing on his nose. He looked up at the sky and saw the sun shining through the clouds, making the snow sparkle. The polar bear thought, "Wow, this place is so beautiful." On the second day, the polar bear continued his journey. He came to an ice lake with a thick layer of clear ice. Carefully, the polar bear walked onto the ice and saw small fish swimming underneath. He quietly observed, amazed at how the fish swam freely under the ice. He thought, "These little fish are amazing." On the third day, it started to snow heavily. The polar bear walked through the snow, leaving deep footprints. The heavy snow made his vision blurry, but the polar bear was not afraid. He knew that no matter how fierce the snowstorm, the sun would rise again. So he found a spot in the snow, curled up comfortably, and patiently waited for the snow to stop. On the fourth day, after the snowstorm, the sun rose again. The polar bear opened his eyes and saw the snow sparkling in the sunlight, making the world warm again. He felt a warm sensation in his heart. The polar bear realized that no matter what difficulties he faced, with patience and courage, he would always see a brighter day. In the following days, the polar bear's adventures became more exciting. One day, while foraging by the ice lake, he saw a small hole in the ice and noticed fish swimming below. The polar bear carefully approached, gently poked the ice with his paw, trying to catch a fish. Holding his breath, he waited quietly and finally made a quick move, successfully catching a plump fish. The polar bear was thrilled. It was the highlight of his day. After eating, the polar bear decided to play in the snow. He dug out a big snow cave with his paws and crawled inside, as if building his own secret base. The snow cave was warm and cozy, and the polar bear rolled around inside, feeling like he was living in a luxurious snow house. He even built a little snowman outside, which made him very happy. Suddenly, the weather turned bad, with heavy snow and strong winds. The polar bear knew such weather was dangerous and needed to find a safe place to hide. So he quickly crawled into the snow cave he had just dug and hid inside. Outside, the snowstorm raged, but inside the cave, the polar bear felt a sense of safety and warmth. The snowstorm lasted all day, and the polar bear patiently waited inside the snow cave, knowing that one day the storm would stop and the sun would rise again. Sure enough, the next morning, the storm had stopped, and the sun rose, shining on the white snow, making it sparkle. The polar bear poked his head out of the snow cave and saw a peaceful and beautiful scene. He understood that no matter how big the difficulties were, with patience and courage, he could always find a way out and embrace new hope. This is the wonderful icy life of the polar bear, full of adventures and surprises. I hope you kids can be like the polar bear, bravely exploring this beautiful world, discovering more miracles and surprises. Remember, no matter how big the storm is, the sun will always rise again. This is the wonderful icy life of the polar bear, full of adventures and surprises. I hope you kids can be like the polar bear, bravely exploring this beautiful world, discovering more miracles and surprises. Remember, no matter how big the storm is, the sun will always rise again.